Okay, peeps, on behalf of 3 IndiPackers, Claire, Visalicki and myself, we want to say a big shout out to Ferguson School, Room 3. Apparently you were doing a project on the IndiPackers, so thanks for tuning in, kids. We love your work, keep it up.
Top work. Thank you.
Good morning, you cracking humans. Just hanging out here with the Maven. You're watching his YouTube channel. Woo!
Good morning, you absolute legends. I'm going down right now to meet up with Visalicki and Claire, who are 2 girls that were in front of me the whole time for the IndiPac, and they were so far in front, they were actually days in front. Well, you were in the top 15?
I was in top 12.
12?
Until I stopped, and I had to stop all day, so I became 20th, and then I finished in 18th place.
That's incredible. And you, Claire, were killing it as well.
I was 20 something, I think 23rd or something.
And I know how hard it was for me to be where I was, so I was so impressed. Do you think this is something that is a sport that women could dominate over men?
Well, we know that women can suffer more for longer. I know there is actually, as someone who is very up on evidence, there is actually evidence for that.
Yeah.
And while men are stronger, always going to be stronger, faster, women can suffer, and I mean it's obviously personality and person dependent.
Yeah.
But you just look at what Sarah did. Her speed riding is not quick, but she doesn't stop. She when she pops into a petrol station, she grabs what she needs and she trips off again. I mean, and she doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Which is just bloody amazing.
Yeah, this was a real eye-opener.
And Sarah is amazing. She just keep going, and she's so focused in the race. I saw her in 200 Ks from the beginning. We were cycling beside. I told her, "Hi, how are you?" And she didn't even realize that I was there. She had the music, and she was just keep pedaling, you know.
How do you go without having a shower? You know, like Sarah didn't have a shower for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Me neither. I had the shower almost every day. Every night it was, I have to have a shower, rest for 2 or 3 hours and continue. I couldn't do it without shower. I don't think that it was one day that I stayed without shower.
Yeah.
It was only the first day that in the track they didn't have the shower.
You had 2 kids? You had 2 cycling kids?
Yeah, I had 2. So I was cleaning them one and wear the other, but I made it with a towel, so it was quite dry when I put it.
I didn't take 2 kits, and I don't think you need to take 2 kits. What I did is when I had a shower, I walked in fully clothed, washed my kit, hung it up, and if you hang it in the right, like you towel it and, you know, and then where I stayed, I tried to put it somewhere that was either under an air conditioner or out in the wind, or, you know, like... and
you're right.
get it dry beforehand. But sometimes you put it on wet, but I think it was fine to have one set of kit. And I think it was important for me to have clean kit. And to be clean.
You feel fresh and you can ride, and you will feel relaxed. Even if you have slept only 2 hours, when you are clean, everything is better.
It just makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it?
Do you think that's the difference between where we were positioned and the front runners? Do you think that's the difference?
I think there's a few differences. I think that we stopped longer for meal breaks, we stopped longer for night breaks. You know, like I rode through the night once and fell asleep on I was falling asleep, and so I stopped for an hour's kipper.
On the side of the road?
On the side of the road,
How did you feel about that? Did you?
Oh no, I wasn't worried. No, not at all.
It wasn't scary?
No, it wasn't scary at all. I'm not scared, of doing that, of sleeping on the side of the road. I actually don't understand when people are. You know what I mean? Like, but then I often...
Wolf Creek, the movie?
No, well, I don't watch scary movies. I can't do that.
One night I was after Flower Bay, and I had to sleep for a while to continue to this place called Hygiene. I had to sleep there for a while, and it was in the side of the street, and it was amazing. It was like a hotel with million stars, not only 5 stars. It was amazing. Look, the sky, it was incredible.
Yeah, generic highlights, sunrise, sunset, the freaking dome of the sky across the Nullarbor and before, and like this black dome with so many stars that you just can't see when you're in the actual world. Like, we don't see them in Melbourne. You see them better in places like Warrnambool. But you go to Alice Springs and you see them, and you cross the Nullarbor and you see them, the stars.
It's everywhere.
Phenomenal, aren't they?
What was your darkest moment?
My darkest moment would have been, I was coming into a town, I think it was Nundroo. Is that right? Nundroo? And there's a roadhouse there that closes at 7 p.m, so it was shut. And I'd had a painful leg for 3 days, and this was the end of 330k day. Headwinds the whole frickin' way. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and I was rolling into Nundroo, and I was, every pedal stroke, it's actually quite embarrassing to say, don't tell anyone, that every pedal stroke I was like, my leg hurt so much, it hurt that much, and I'm like, I just have to get there, it's 2 more Ks, can I do it? You know, like, it was just...
And Nundroo.
Yeah, but any other dark moments, like, I had a very good friend of mine was on the end of a phone, and sometimes, and this was 11 o'clock at night and I knew he'd be asleep, so, you know, like, but my friend Jeep often got me through some dark moments. I'd ring him and I'd say, I just want a friendly voice, and he'd go on, keep on going. And then sometimes he'd get his 3-year-old to yell down the phone, keep going, Auntie Claire, and so that would make you go. So I suppose to get through the darkest moments, it sometimes was me, but sometimes it was my support from my best friend, which you can't call support, but it's sort of moral. It's not fair.
Everyone had that opportunity.
Yeah.
Everyone had a phone. So,
Yeah. My darkest times were always related to eating.
Were they?
Yeah, always. And it took me until after the first week, really, to figure out that I needed to eat shitloads to keep going and to keep happy.
Yeah.
Like, so when I went into a little hole of despair, which does happen from time to time, highs and lows, I had some massive highs, had a few deep dark lows, and they were always related to not eating enough.
What was the best food that you ate? I mean, what made you feel good and what got you, sustained you for the long riding?
Veggie burgers, Coke, chips.
So lots of fatty stuff.
Well, I wouldn't normally want to eat lots of fatty stuff for riding because I know that, you know, carbohydrates make you fast.
Yeah.
But you just have to eat calories. Did you find that too? I mean, you have to eat heaps more than you think.
Yeah. No, I thought it's okay, I'll eat a bar and I'm okay. And after 3 hours, another bar. But later on, I realized that I don't eat anything.
Yeah.
It was only one toast there, and I said, okay, I'll have one toast and continue. And it was 3 days later that I realized that I don't take many calories and I lose too many.
Yeah.
So I started to have this jelly bear.
Yeah.
It is like a game. Have the jelly bear in the back, and every 10 Ks I was eating 5. So
I don't reckon that's enough. I reckon I needed to eat like so much more.
Yeah.
And I found that I had a little extra bag with me that I'd stash. Every time I saw a bakery, I'd buy up big. Every time I saw somewhere that had something that I knew I could stomach, take heaps of it and just keep eating, even when you didn't think you needed to eat. And emergency Coke cans in the back, in the boot.
Yeah, I had, but I don't eat them. It was only, okay, I'll 5 candies every 10 Ks, and then I thought it's too much and maybe I'll become fat, so I'll have 5 candies every 20 Ks.
Hey, you know what? If you were a car, they'd say you run on the smell of an oily rag. That's not much at all.
I loved it. It was so funny in the dark. I was cycling and I saw jelly bears in the street and I knew a rider was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there was some total hallucinations.
Yeah. And the funniest thing is that the NutriLab, the place that says me what to eat and how to manage everything for the race, you know, they supposed to tell me, okay, if you do so many Ks, you have to eat these grams of chicken and these potatoes and these rice.
Really?
Yeah. They made me, you know, a plan. And for sure, it didn't have inside the jelly bears. But I knew I needed jelly bears.
Yeah.
If someone made you a plan for what to eat on the IndiPac, they would, you know those shows where they have all the food laid out that people eat and they say, this is what you're eating in a week. Well, that'd be what you'd eat at one stop on the whole walk.
Yeah, exactly. It was really expensive, hey? It was really
It
expensive.
was amazing how expensive it was. We spent about $70 to every stop.
Well, you mustn't have just had jelly bears because my bill was always 60. But well, yes, it did, and I reckon it would cost more to fuel a person riding a bike across the Nullarbor than it would cost to fuel my car driving across the Nullarbor.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah,
It's
we
more
eat more.
expensive to ride across than it is to drive across.
But it's frickin' the bomb though, isn't it? The things you see along the way.
Because you only took a bivvy. All you took was an emergency blanket.
Yeah.
You had a bivvy
Yeah.
and a mat.
I had a mat, but it's a skeleton mat.
Yeah.
It's a 3/4 or a half, you know, like it's a skeleton. It basically has got a bit of padding for your shoulders and a bit of padding for your hips and a cross between.
Would you make any changes?
The only change I had a bivvy, an emergency bivvy, that, and a puffer jacket, a synthetic puffer jacket, which was quite warm. I'd have something for my legs because otherwise I froze to death. But other than that, no. I slept. I mean, you're so knackered that sleeping on the side of the road was fine as long as you don't, like some people did, put your bag on a pile of spiders or a ant's nest or something. But I was lucky, and I think that was quite comfortable, and I had a good couple of hours sleep. I wouldn't change it.
You had emergency bivvy.
Only emergency blankets, the small one. It counts 100 grams. It's nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I put some clothes for a pillow.
Yeah.
I put the jacket and.
That is very brave, really.
That is, yeah.
It's very brave.
Yeah.
I stayed to this. It was only when I was in the toilet, or when I had to sleep beside on the street for a while, for a quarter, or the quick naps. Yeah, it is so useful.
Yeah. So you were telling us that one night it was raining and you got in a truck.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It was the first night and I couldn't find a room to stay and I had to cycle ride for 200 k's to get the next city. So I said, okay, I keep going. But at about, when I've done 110 k's and I had 90 more to get to the next village, it was raining, it was freezing, it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Actually, it was the first day. So I said, I have to stop. I've made 519 k's and I have to stop. And it's freezing, man. So I saw the parking and I say, here I am. It was a huge truck. So I went to the truck, I just knocked the door, tuk, 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 said, is anyone inside? Please, it's freezing, it's raining. I have to be in and sleep there. If you don't let me in, I have to ride for 90 k's, 90 more k's. So one guy just opened the door and said, okay, you can come in. It's far away in the next.
He let you sleep in the cabin?
Yeah, he let me sleep in the front seats. He slept in the cabin.
Could you stretch out, or you had to sort of, you're cramped?
Oh, I could stretch out because it's
only a
a
little
big one.
person.
Yeah, but it had a hole beside the seats, but it was okay. It was better than to sleep outside or in the rain, or to continue 90 more Ks.
That is so tops. It's quite brave as well.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, your favourite part of the whole event?
I love the lake, then the ocean street. I saw only the beginning. I loved it. Yeah, all the ocean road.
Oh, you finished in Apollo Bay, did you?
Yeah, I finished the Apollo Bay, so I saw only the beginning.
You missed the best part of the Great Ocean Road.
I have to be back for the rest.
You will.
Not only for the rest, to make it once.
2018. 2018. But this time you wear a neck brace from day one.
Not at all.
No, you need one of those chin supports.
I know what to do.
You'll have time trial bars plus a chin bar.
Chin bar.
I know what to do now. I have my race style, my own race style.
She's the thinker.
So you're going to do something like this again, Claire?
Well, do you know what? People kept asking me what's next and what's the next adventure, and would you do this again? And my answers were, I have no idea what the next adventure is, and I don't think I want one at the moment, and that I don't think I would do this again. But you know what? In the last few days, I'm like, I want to go across Nova again. It can't be that big a headwind the second time round.
It was a bad headwind, hey?
Oh yeah, but there were so many beautiful moments, you know, like the sunrise, the sunset, the stars.